I have just bought this cheap Ford Fiesta from Binker to see if I can flip it for profit.
And the reason I started this series is because I want to see whether I can buy cars that are poorly advertised for cheap, clean them up myself, make a better advert, and see if I can make any profit. All with the vision of buying my dream daily with the profit, an F87 M2. I previously bought a categorised Seat Ibiza, I cleaned it up, sold it and made a profit of £700. In the last video I bought this Renault Clio for £450. But did I make a profit or a loss?
So the Renault Clio has now sold. So let's figure out how much profit I actually made. So I paid $450 for this car, and as you guys know it was advertised for $950, but I sold it for $750. Obviously I need to figure out what I spent on it, so cost, wheel, so I had wheel alignment done and wheel balancing, that was £35, and some new floor mats, which were £6. So that comes to £41 cost. So if I hadn't spent anything, I would have made £300 profit. So 300 minus £41 equals £259, which I actually don't think is too bad. So if we now work out the M2 fund, so this is purely profit. So whatever I make on these cars goes straight back into the fund for my M2. We need to make about 20,000 to afford an M2 outright, but it's going to happen. So the first car I made £700, the second car £259, which makes £959 profit. Only about £19,000 left to go, but nearly £1,000 from two cars I don't think is too bad. So now with the money in the bank and the Clio sold, it is time to go on the hunt for the next car. So I'm going to head to Binker to see Calvin in Milton Keynes. Okay, we are here. There is so much option. One of my options is this Corsa C. Its MOT history is so clean and it's very low mileage. So I am debating this because these will always sell as first cars. It's only a 1.2 and it's actually a pretty clean car. I'm also debating this Mark 6 Fiesta. I had one of these and I actually sold it for quite a bit of profit. This has got MOT and hasn't got too many advisories. So this is definitely an option as well. So there's more Corsa. So there's also the bigger cars, there's Jags, Vauxhalls. This is actually a car I looked at before. This is a Mazda 3 Sport. I do actually really like these, but not sure how easy this would be to sell on. And then we've also got the 107s. This was my first ever car, so this is nostalgic and I actually want another one. So this is also an option. So I'm gonna go speak to Calvin about prices and then we'll come back and decide. Okay, I decided to test drive this Mark 6 Fiesta. Well, actually, my mechanic did. It actually drives spot on. The only thing that I've noticed is the bonnet is a little bit rusty. What was the other thing? It's got a little dent here, which is minor anyway, and the light is a little bit cracked here. So this car is up for £950 and Calvin said that he's open to offers, so we're going to head back now and offer him what I think this car is worth, and we'll see how we get on. So after test driving the Fiesta, I realised it would be perfect for the channel, so I paid for it and then we headed home to look around it properly and give it a good clean up. Okay, we are now back home from Binker and we have the Fiesta. Me and Calvin managed to sort out a deal. But before I tell you how much I paid for this car, let's have a little look at this Fiesta. So let's have a quick walk around. So this is obviously a Mark 6 Ford Fiesta. It is the 1.4 engine and it is a blue edition. So starting with imperfections, as you can see, the number plate is pretty cracked on here and the bonnet is really in quite poor condition. It is completely rusted through and it is 100% going to need a new bonnet before I sell this on. The other imperfection I've noticed is this headlight is very, very hazed compared to that one. So that one's gonna need some work. But honestly, apart from them bits at the front, the car is absolutely immaculate. I just don't know what's happened at the front of the car. It's got these alloys on them. I'm not sure actually what car they're off. I'm not sure if they're standard or not. This car also has electric folding mirrors, which is absolutely wild to me that a Mark 6 Fiesta has this feature. That is crazy to me, I can't lie. The seats need a good clean, but the steering wheel has literally no wear, the gear knob has no wear, the dash has no signs of wear at all. And this car is actually on 118,000 miles. It starts up perfectly fine, and if I'm honest, I actually think this is a pretty well-spec'd Fiesta. It has this from factory. I've actually had one of these Fiestas, the Mark 6s, and mine didn't have this. It's got aircon. It also has these steering wheel controls, which mine didn't have either. Now, obviously, I am assuming the reason it's called a blue edition is because it's got blue literally everywhere, but I think it looks pretty smart. Another thing to mention as well, obviously with it being a 2008, this is the last year these models were made. They actually facelift them in 2008, 2009. This is the latest year that these were made, which is why I think it is a lot more modern inside. Also, this car has got impeccable history. As you can see here, it's had timing belt, water pump done, and it's also had a new clutch not too long ago. It has had so much done, and in here it also has full service history, which is going to be a great selling point. But before I think about anything else, I think I definitely need to get on the hunt for a new bonnet, because this would definitely put me off buying this car. So I have very luckily just come across this bonnet. There is no others in the same colour in the UK that I can find. I've checked people that are breaking them, eBay, everything, and I can't find a single thing. And the colour I need is ocean blue, so I'm going to purchase this now, head to Leicester and pick this up, because I don't think there's much point getting stuck in with anything else until that bonnet is sorted, because it really is letting the car down. So I'm going to purchase this now, and then we are going to head to Leicester. Go on, muscles.
Moment of truth.
Oh God. Perfect. Right, stop. Right.
That's called eye measurement. That
Shut up.
measures when you've got the ears, binoculars and the top of your head.
Okay, we're now back home. We've got the bonnet in the boot, but I think the first job is to remove the old bonnet first. Now, as you can see, the bonnet is actually all rusty all the way through here, so it definitely needed a replacement. Okay, so the bolts you're going to want to remove is these two here. So I'm going to unbolt these two first, because this is holding this side up, and then I will do the other side. god. Okay, the bolts are out on this side, and now it is time to do the other side. Now this side is going to be a little bit harder because I've got to hold the bonnet up as well. So what I'm also going to do is just remove these washer jet pipes so that when I've got this side out, I can just pull this bonnet straight off. One bonnet off. That was actually so much harder on my own than I thought. But it's off and I haven't broke the car, so we are all good. And now we're ready for the new one to be put on. Okay, we're all connected back up. I've attached the washer jets back into the car, and let's see if we are lined up properly. I'm nervous. Okay, it looks all good from here. Let's just check the fitment. That side looks fine. And this side, yeah, perfect. That has made such a big difference. I'm actually really happy with that. For only £55, this is going to make the car so much easier to sell. So I'm very happy with this result. Next job, let's start with the interior. Okay, first job is to clean the interior. So we're going to do all the dash, all the door cards, etc. And then we can hoover and clean the seats. So let's get started with cleaning this car. Okay, so that is all the door cards and all the interior dash all cleaned up. To be honest, it didn't actually need too much. It was already pretty clean, but I've just given it a freshen up. Next job, let's give these floors a hoover, and then we can tackle these dirty seats. Okay, carpets all fresh and clean. Obviously, I'm going to buy some floor mats for this as well because it is missing them. That seems to be a thing in every single one of these videos. Now, we're on to the satisfying part. I'm going to give these seats a good wet vac. Okay, so a lot of people recommended this in the last video, so I'm going to spray this on the seats before wet vacuuming. Hopefully it does a better job than last time. Okay, so since wet vacuuming this seat, I'm sure that it actually looks worse than it did before I started. It's actually showing up these marks worse than before. So I'm going to let some product sit into them, see if we can get rid of these stains. So I'm going to let them sit for a little bit now. Hopefully it soaks in the product, and then when we next wet vac it, it will come up nicely. Fingers crossed anyway. Okay, I've left these to soak overnight, so I'm going to have another go on them because they don't look the best, if I'm honest. This staining is quite bad, and then obviously all around here. But if I can't get the stains out, then I will just have to leave it, as it is an old car anyway, and these things are to be expected. But regardless, I'm going to give it another go. Okay, I've just gone over them again. I've got to let them dry again now, but I am going to leave it there because the stains on them are obviously quite old and they're not coming up with a wet vac, which is unfortunate, but it's an old car with high mileage, so it's not the end of the world. The rest of the interior has come up really nicely, so it's only the chairs letting it down. But overall, I'm happy with the interior. But while I am waiting for my seats to dry, I'm going to have a quick flick through Reedley. So if you haven't heard of Reedley, it is an app that gives you unlimited access to over 7,000 different newspapers and articles. Reedley is the perfect place to read up on your hobbies or stay up to date with the latest news. Reedley has a wide range of magazines and newspapers, so there is something for everybody. One of my favourite things about Reedley is that you can download magazines and articles, so if you are on the road and have no signal, you can do offline reading. So the article that has been helping me with my series is how to buy a second-hand car and not get ripped off. So this includes information such as beware of categorised cars, what questions to ask the seller of the car, remind you to do a test drive on what to look out for, and also remind you to negotiate on price. I don't have a lot of experience of buying cars myself, so I have found this article incredibly helpful. I also love the personalised recommendations feature, so it will continue to give me recommendations of magazines and articles like the one I've just read, which I find so helpful because I want to keep learning. Reedley is so simple. Firstly, you just have to set up an account. Secondly, download the app. Thirdly, browse and pick your favourite subjects. And 4, just simply start reading. So if you want to try Reedley for yourself, you can press the link in the description or the pinned comment and you can get a free 2 months trial. You can also use the QR code on screen now, and the best bit about it is you can cancel at any time. Let's get back on with this Fiesta. Next job is this headlight. As you can see, it is very haze compared to this one. I don't actually have all of the proper stuff for this, but I am going to try my best and see if we can just improve it a little bit. that looks a lot better. It's definitely not as hazed now. Obviously, before I get the comments, I know I haven't got the proper stuff, but I thought I'd give it a go anyway. Yeah, that looks 10 times better. Okay, the next job I'm gonna do is give this exterior a wash. It is very dusty with lots of cobwebs, so it definitely needs a wash. The Fiesta all clean. It's actually come up really nicely. It looks like a brand new car. Interior wise, I've just ordered some car mats on Amazon to come for tomorrow, so we'll be able to pop them in tomorrow and then I can take some photos of the car. Okay, the car mats have just arrived, so let's pop these into the car. Okay, the mats are all in. It definitely just makes the interior look a little bit cleaner. So I think that is the last finishing touch. And now it is time to go and take pictures of the Fiesta and list it up for sale. Okay, we are in my favourite spots to take pictures when I am advertising these cars. So I'm going to get some really good pictures now, and then when we head home we can list it up for sale and hopefully someone is interested. Okay, all of the photos of the Fiesta have been taken, so now we can go home and do the exciting part, which is listing this car up for sale. Okay, so here we have it. The Fiesta is now officially up for sale. Ignore the fact I'm under a different name. As you guys know, people find my ads, so I change it every time. I've put this car up for £1,250. I've just gone through Auto Trader and I feel like that is a good price and it is similar to other ones, but of course I would be happy to take less. This car owes me about £810, so anything over that would be pure profit. And here is the description. Obviously, as you can see, this car has got lots to talk about, so the description is really good. And if I'm honest, I've been driving this car a lot and it's really a nice car, so it'll be great for someone. But yeah, this is now listed up for sale, and now all we have to do is wait, hope it sells, and then get on the hunt for the next car. Hopefully we manage to make a bit of profit on this car to add more into the M2 fund. And now we simply sit and wait for the Fiesta to sell. So if you did enjoy today's video, please drop a like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to come back for the next video to see how much profit we make, and hopefully we can add some more money into the M2 fund. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.